My child, do not ignore this. Archangel Michael stands at your door with a truth so heavy that even heaven trembles. God says, "Beloved, you are not here by accident. This message has been sealed with fire and it is for you, only you. Delay is dangerous. You felt it before the words even formed. That pull in your spirit. That pressure in your chest. This is the veil lifting. Something hidden has reached its limit, and tonight it can no longer remain concealed. Pay attention now, because what you sensed was not imagination. A betrayal was written quietly, not with noise but with smiles and silence. Someone you trusted crossed a line while pretending nothing changed. This is why your peace felt interrupted. This is why questions followed you into the night. Heaven was never silent. Heaven was watching, waiting for the precise moment to speak. Listen carefully, because this pain was not punishment. The confusion, the heaviness, the tears you tried to explain away were all signals. God was protecting you before elevating you. This was not the end of your story, it was the unveiling of it. What felt like loss was actually preparation. What felt like delay was preservation. Do not brush this aside, because this word is personal. This is not for everyone scrolling by. Your name was already known. This moment was already marked. That is why you are here now. In the coming moments, you will notice a sign small but precise, and it will confirm what is being revealed. Stay aware. Do not dismiss it. God says, "You will be shocked when the mask falls, but I will not let you fall with it." You are already being lifted even as exposure begins. This is why your spirit feels alert. This is why you cannot easily turn away. Heaven is mid-movement, and you are standing in the middle of it. Stay present, because clarity is approaching. The one who betrayed you believed their whispers would stay buried. They assumed secrecy was safety. But light changes everything. Plans built in shadow cannot survive in truth. You will rise, not by force, but by alignment. Hear this again, because timing matters. You are not hearing this by coincidence. God chose this moment to uncover what was draining you quietly. This is a warning and a promise at the same time. Do not rush ahead, but do not look away either. God says, "I am removing what was sent to break you. I am cutting off what tried to hold you down. I am preparing a table for you in the presence of those who doubted you." The heaviness you felt these past weeks was not paranoia. It was discernment. Your spirit recognized danger before your mind had proof. Be patient, because revelation comes in layers. You may want answers immediately: who, why, how, but heaven works with precision. Truth will unfold piece by piece, and when it does, you will no longer doubt yourself. You will understand why certain people could not follow you forward. This betrayal was painful, but it was also merciful. God says He revealed their heart before raising you higher, because where you are being taken requires integrity around you. Not everyone is permitted to come along. This exposure is protection in disguise. Stay grounded, because momentum is building. The exposure of this hidden opposition is unavoidable. Your destiny is not collapsing, it is being rewritten in clarity. Do not delay. Do not disconnect. What happens next depends on your willingness to stay receptive. Archangel Michael says this is not ordinary information. This is a divine unmasking. You have been carrying a silence that did not belong to you. Someone else's secret was pressing on your bones. That weight is about to be lifted. God says, I see every tear. I record every unjust word. I will not allow injustice to remain hidden forever. You were never alone in this. Heaven was arranging timing, not ignoring pain. Doors that seemed closed were guarded, not lost. Watch closely, because confirmation is coming. A name may begin to surface gently in your awareness. Do not force it. Let truth identify itself. When the first sign appears, do not look away. That moment will separate confusion from certainty. God says, you will not be humiliated. I will expose falsehoods while preserving your dignity. Those who truly care for you will see clearly. Those who do not will reveal themselves without effort from you. Archangel Michael says he will stand with you when truth is spoken. When faces change and silence fills the room, remember this moment. The pain you endured was never your identity. It was the passage that brought you here. Breathe now, because the weight is shifting. Heaven is already moving. The one who betrayed you is already unsettled. And what is coming toward you cannot be stopped, delayed, or stolen. Remain steady. Remain open. This is not the end of the message. It is the turning of the page. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks with contributions of up to $10. It was the pruning before your harvest, and now you are beginning to understand why it had to happen. Beloved, someone has been moving quietly around your life, speaking in shadows about your plans, twisting your words into weapons, taking what belonged to you in small ways they hoped you would never notice. They told lies to feed their hunger. God says, their mouth spoke for a season, but I will silence them. Those lies will not age well. They will return to their sender and fall like ashes. Do not lower yourself to their bitterness. Walk the higher road. Heaven will accomplish what anger never could. Guard your heart as truth surfaces, because wisdom must walk with mercy. When the mask falls, do not rush to pull them back into your life just because they sound sorry. Repentance is not a speech, it is fruit. Heaven watches fruit. Wait and observe. Restoration without discernment only invites another wound. This moment is not about revenge, it is about alignment. Pay attention now, because confirmation will arrive in patterns. When revelation begins, 3 signs will align for you. One will come as a message or a call. One will arrive as a sudden thought or a vivid dream. And one will appear as an unmistakable coincidence that feels like heaven tapped your shoulder. These are not accidents. They are divine breadcrumbs. Follow them calmly and deliberately. Release the shame you carried from staying silent. You believed silence would keep you safe, but silence only kept you small. God says, speak only when I open the way. Courage now does not look like loud retaliation. Courage now is sacred obedience. Timing matters. Speak what heaven authorizes and no more. Prepare your heart for forgiveness, because freedom is waiting on it. Forgiveness is not approval. It is release. When you release, doors that were sealed will open and reveal paths you never imagined. Forgiveness loosens your hand so you can receive what is coming next. Accept the separation that is unfolding, because it is purposeful. A relationship that once held you together will fracture, and this is allowed for your good. God says, I broke that connection not to punish you, but to protect the future I prepared. What falls away makes room for what belongs. Betrayal exposes where alignment was already broken. Do not be disturbed when people choose sides. The enemy of your joy hid behind kindness, but kindness without integrity is a thief's cloak. When truth removes that covering, some will walk away. Let them. Their exit is mercy. God says, I will restore everything they took, and I will do it in a way that declares my name. This restoration will not be hidden. It will not whisper. It will sing. Stay alert, because exposure will come through an unexpected voice. A neighbor, a co-worker, a mutual connection who watched quietly will suddenly speak. Do not dismiss the source. God opens mouths at the appointed time. When it happens, receive it without shock. Heaven planned it long before you suspected anything was wrong. Resist the urge to investigate in panic. Archangel Michael says restraint is protection. Do not tear through messages or accounts driven by fear. Let heaven uncover what must be uncovered. Some curtains fall on their own when light enters. Discernment guards your peace. Suspicion steals it. Understand the difference between repentance and performance. In rare cases, true repentance may appear through changed behavior, not words. Heaven will show you if that moment is real. But beware of staged apologies meant to regain access. God says, I will not return you to a table set by a betrayer who has not truly changed. Fruit decides the future. Receive this promise carefully, because correction is coming. God says a financial release will reach many who were robbed spiritually and materially. What was diverted will return in unexpected ways. Small sums, restored opportunities, doors opening quietly. This is not excess. It is correction. Receive it with gratitude, not pride. Hold your faith steady, because confirmation has a season. You have asked for a sign, and it will come at a time you do not expect. Do not label it coincidence when it arrives. Receive it as confirmation and give thanks. Faith keeps the light on until clarity arrives. Acknowledge the deeper wound, because some betrayals were familiar faces. Enemies sometimes come from within family, and that cuts deeper because trust once lived there. God says, I will not allow blood ties to rewrite your destiny through betrayal. I will protect your legacy. If one falls away, others will rise. Some bonds will be refined. Others will be rebuilt on honesty. Pause and recognize what is forming in you. You are being prepared for testimony. Wounds are becoming witnesses. Betrayal is becoming promotion. Heaven is rearranging realities on your behalf. Do not skip this moment. When exposure becomes visible, choose dignity. Celebrate your release, not another's fall. Justice and mercy will meet here. God says, I will lift you with both hands. For those seeking clarity in partnership and purpose, hear this final word. God says, I will show you the ledger of the heart. I will expose what was hidden in the margins. Take the practical steps you are being shown. Prayer and action together are how heaven moves through human lives. Stay steady. The harvest follows the pruning, and you are standing at the edge of it now. Get yourself steady now, because preparation without clarity can become destruction. Put your documents in order, but do not move in rage. Rage clouds judgment. Clarity sharpens it. There will be a moment soon, a message, an image, a detail that makes your spirit rise up and say, this is it. When it arrives, resist the urge to expose it immediately. Guard your testimony. Evidence revealed too early invites gossip and weakens impact. Hold it with reverence until God shows you the right time and way. Do not shrink back from the light, because the light is not your enemy. Exposure is not meant to shame you. It is meant to rebuild you. Light reveals rot so the carpenter can replace weak beams with strong ones. God says, I am building a stronger house for you. The foundation is me. What rises next will not collapse under pressure. Anchor this shift in prayer, because words spoken in faith become seeds. Speak it out plainly, Lord, reveal truth. Protect me. Restore what was stolen. Say it slowly. Say it honestly. Heaven waters words that come from a surrendered heart. Fear may try to interrupt, fear of confrontation, fear of being alone, fear of being misunderstood. Do not be alarmed. Courage is not fearlessness. Courage is obedience while fear is still present. Walk forward knowing you are not walking alone. Archangel Michael says, I go before you. Do not be afraid. My sword guards your path. There is protection in front of you, not just behind you. This is why you must keep listening, because what follows exposure is just as important as exposure itself. Expect support to come from an unexpected direction. After truth becomes clear, an ally will step forward, someone who once appeared indifferent. When they speak on your behalf, receive it with humility. Heaven often sends help wearing ordinary faces. Honor those who stand with you when it costs them something. Hear the promise that closes this season, because it is deliberate. God says, I will seat you at a table in their sight and bless you publicly. This will not be loud or arrogant. It will be a quiet acknowledgement that God honors those who waited. Vindication does not shout. It stands. Do not rebuild too quickly, because speed can sabotage stability. God warns you not to rebuild on ground cracked by betrayal. Rebuild on the rock that does not move. Wait for God's blueprint. When the plan comes, peace will accompany it. Peace is heaven's signature. Anything built without peace will not endure. Guard your inner life fiercely, because rest is strategic. Protect your heart through prayer, reflection, and whatever anchors you in divine calm. When truth is near, the enemy targets rest. Keep your routines. Keep your joy. Keep the small rituals that remind your soul who leads it. Listen carefully, because this word is precise. Someone you counted as a close friend will come with a quiet confession. It may shock you, but it will unlock a greater truth. Do not respond impulsively. Let God guide your reply. God says, do not let the shame of the past keep you from stepping into your future. I will cover you with my righteousness. This covering does not erase consequences. It allows healing without identity loss. Stay alert, because proof will surface calmly, not dramatically. In the coming days you will come across an item, a record, or a message that confirms what you sensed. Do not destroy it in anger. Preserve it. Timing matters. Justice spoken too early loses strength. Justice spoken at the right time reshapes everything. Release the burden of revenge, because it does not belong to you. When heaven reveals the betrayer, let God be God. He administers justice with precision you cannot replicate. Your role is to stand in truth and move forward into blessing. Archangel Michael says, I will cut away the root of deceit. I will shield you. Walk forward in the power given to you. Understand this clearly, because this is the turning point. This is not the end of your story. Betrayal is becoming a stepping stone. Pain will fade next to the purpose that follows. Open your hands to receive what is coming. Open your heart to heal. Delay creates space for confusion. Obedience invites restoration. Rest for a moment, because alignment is happening now. Archangel Michael stands near, not with a raised blade, but with light folded like a promise. This message is not random. It is precise. Feel the calm settling in your chest. That is heaven arranging itself around you. Hear this plainly, because excuses are being removed. Someone you trusted has been rearranging your life quietly. Not all betrayals announce themselves. Some begin as small things: a missing detail, a delayed response, a private meeting. Over time, those small things form a canyon. When the ground opens, you will finally see the true shape of the path you were walking. God says, I will not allow your destiny to be rewritten by hidden hands. Archangel Michael has been watching every footprint left in the dark. Nothing has gone unnoticed. What was concealed is now exposed to light, and what tried to redirect your future has reached its end. Stay steady. The next steps will be clear, and they will lead you forward, not back. I have seen the turns they took and the rooms they entered when you were not there. The Lord has allowed light to reach places you were afraid to examine. Beloved, this is personal. This word is shaped for you, not for everyone who hears it. Only a ready heart will recognize it. That tightness you feel in your chest is not fear. It is truth being pulled upward. Do not resist it. Let what is buried rise without panic. Stay attentive now, because revelation often comes quietly. There will be a moment soon, a casual conversation, a careless remark, a sudden silence that reveals the real face behind the practiced smile. When it happens, remember this: your dignity remains untouched. God will uncover deception without stripping your honor. God says, I will reveal them in such a way that their falsehoods collapse, yet your honor will stand. This is divine justice, exact and merciful, never reckless. Resist the urge to rush exposure, because restraint multiplies power. Let heaven uncover what must be uncovered. When the time arrives, speak from healing, not from raw pain. Words born from peace carry authority. Words born from hurt scatter truth. Choose clarity over speed. Prepare carefully without letting anger lead you. Gather facts. Secure what matters. Protect your future. But wait for heaven's signal before releasing anything. Timing is the line between testimony and spectacle. Heaven will guide you across it. Watch for the unmistakable confirmation, because it will come. It may arrive as a late-night message, an unexpected transaction, or an image that explains everything at once. When it appears, document it. Write it down. Treat it as sacred. Heaven knows how to use evidence with precision. If loneliness presses in, know that you are not unheard. God's attention is fixed on the details of your life. Losses counted. Injustice noted. Restoration forming. Many miracles begin in silence before they announce themselves openly. Be ready to receive. Stand tall, even while you wait. Archangel Michael says, I will stand with you in public and in private. I will not let you be dragged through shame. Lift your head slightly toward heaven. There is dignity in patience. There is strength in restraint. Expect history to be twisted, and guard yourself wisely. Betrayers often rewrite the past, casting themselves as victims and shifting blame onto you. Keep records. Keep truth. God says, I remember every act. I write what men forget. When revelation comes, not everyone will accept it. Some will choose darkness. Others will finally see. Hold close those who see. Build protection around your inner life now. Surround yourself with prayer that centers you, counsel that steadies you, and community that loves you without condition. These three anchors will hold you when emotions surge and decisions feel heavy. Refuse the voice that urges revenge. That whisper is not from heaven. Retribution belongs to God. Your hands are meant to remain clean. God says, I will overturn the plans of those who sought to steal your joy. I will restore what was taken in ways that leave no doubt. Let that promise settle deeply. Notice the crack when it appears, but do not celebrate it. A mistaken message, an accidental admission, a confession spoken too late will surface. When it does, do not gloat. Record it. Protect it. Heaven will decide its use. Release the lie that you are the problem. Gaslighting made you doubt your memory and minimize your pain. God says, your memory is a gift. Your feelings are messengers. You were not broken. You were misused. Refinement is underway. Hold tightly to this promise. Where betrayal tried to plunder your reputation, God will plant testimony. Pain will not vanish, but it will be transformed into strength. Archangel Michael says, when the unmasking happens, breathe. Let my sword sever the tie. Do not reach back. Some hands must not return to your life until fruit proves change. Understand that repair may come in many forms. Financial restoration. Emotional healing. New opportunities that eclipse what was lost. Watch for doors opening where none existed before. Seek wise counsel before acting. Prayer and practical wisdom together create steady progress. Ask now for discernment. God says, I will teach you when to speak and when to be silent. I will give you words that heal and timing that humbles. Speak it aloud. Ask for patient feet and wise words. Choose character over reaction, because character cannot be stolen. Under pressure, it is revealed. When they watch to see if you will fall into the trap they set, rise instead. Hold integrity. Do not compromise. Be aware of public repentance that lacks private change. The one who betrayed you may appear remorseful to regain access or quiet truth. Watch the fruit. Heaven never rushes reconciliation without evidence of transformation. Stay steady, because the story is still unfolding. What was hidden is surfacing. What was twisted is straightening. You are not late. You are right on time. Keep listening. Keep watching. Heaven is not finished, and the path ahead is becoming clear step by step. Do not accept public apologies without private fruit, because fruit is the only proof that matters. Words can be practiced, tears can be performed, but changed behavior cannot be faked for long. Wait for the harvest. Archangel Michael says there will be a season of testing after the exposure, and you must not be surprised when new temptations appear. These are not setbacks. These are final exams. How you respond now will set the pattern for the future you are stepping into. Hear this gently, because exhaustion has been heavy on many of you. You were never meant to carry this alone. Let safe people help you. True friends will not interrogate your pain or demand explanations. They will offer shelter. Allow rest. Allow professional help if you need it. Allow time. Healing is not a race, it is careful, layered work that honors the soul. Watch closely, because God will steady you with small mercies. There will be quiet signs meant only for you. A bird at the window, a song at the exact moment, a stranger's kindness arriving unexpectedly. These are not random. God says, I will show myself in small wonders to prepare you for what is larger. Keep a record of gratitude. Small miracles train your eyes to recognize big ones. Release the fear of family judgment, because destiny outranks opinion. Some of you worry about being misunderstood or rejected by those closest to you. That pain is real. But family cannot define your future. God can. When people fall short, God steps closer. He sits with you and calls you beloved. Let that truth quiet your heart. Take practical steps now, because wisdom protects progress. Update passwords. Secure accounts. Set boundaries around what matters. Betrayal often leaves doors cracked open. Closing them calmly prevents future harm. Archangel Michael says, I will stand guard where there was a breach. You are not exposed. Heaven is your defense. Understand the season clearly, because it has two movements. First exposure, then elevation. Do not linger in exposure. It is a passage, not a prison. God says, I lift what was dragged down. I exalt what was hidden. Elevation will follow, and it will be distinctly yours. Prepare a declaration for after the dust settles. Keep it simple. Speak it aloud. I will not be defined by this. My future is in God's hands. Words spoken consistently shape the ground beneath your feet. Plant truth where fear once grew. Stay centered when reactions intensify around you. When the betrayer is exposed, some will run and some will resist. Do not be pulled into their chaos. Keep your testimony clean. Keep your light steady. God says, I will make the crooked places straight. Walk the straight path. Do not return to what wounded you. The straight path leads forward. Notice how opposition collapses without your effort. Those who intended harm will grow confused as their plans unravel. This is not your doing. This is divine redirection. Rejoice quietly and give God the credit. Be open to unexpected alliances, because help is being reassigned. Archangel Michael says new supporters will appear from places you did not anticipate. Welcome them. Heaven sends reinforcements to confirm truth and help rebuild what was shaken. Understand the deeper purpose behind the pain. Many ask, why me? God answers, because room was being made. Transition hurts because it stretches you from what was small into what is expansive. Write down who stood with you and who did not. When healing comes, invest in the faithful. Loyalty matters. God says, I am rebuilding your circle with people who live truth. This promise is secure. Watch the ending carefully, because it will be quieter than you expect. The betrayer's fall will not be dramatic, but the results will be undeniable. Doors will open. Invitations will come. Creativity and trust will return in safe places. This is restoration. Hold this final charge with maturity. When you are able, bless those who wounded you. Not as weakness, but as victory. Blessing is the capstone of healing. God says, bless them and watch how I multiply your peace. This is strength refined. Stay close now, because heaven is still speaking. The noise around you may be loud, but heaven is louder. Archangel Michael says there is another truth about to land, and you must stay attentive. The suspicion you were told to dismiss was real. It had a face and a motive. The veil that hid it is tearing. God says He tracked every step, every deceit, every quiet move. Nothing was missed. What followed you like a shadow is being brought into full light. When it happens, you will recognize the sound of truth immediately. Do not panic. Do not rush. Let revelation complete its work. Remain steady, because this is the closing stretch. You are not losing ground. You are gaining clarity. What was hidden is being named. What was stolen is being restored. Walk forward with patience, wisdom, and faith. Heaven has not finished, and what comes next will confirm everything you have sensed all along. This is not accusation without care, it is the beginning of a divine unburdening. Let heaven lift what you were never meant to carry alone. Betrayal rarely arrives all at once. It comes stitched together through small omissions, delayed truths, and quiet I forgot moments that were never innocent. When one stitch breaks, the whole pattern shows itself. Do not be alarmed by what you now see. You are not losing peace, you are gaining clarity. Steady yourself, because reaction determines direction. Archangel Michael says, when the truth arrives, guard your reaction. Hurt will burn, but do not let it scorch your future. Use the heat to forge wisdom. In the coming days there will be a subtle confirmation, a remark, a glance, a detail dropped too easily. Hold that moment like a candle. Let it illuminate your path forward without consuming your heart. Receive this promise with calm expectation. God says, I will restore what was taken, and I will restore more than what was taken. Restoration will touch finances for some, relationships for others, and inner strength for many. Watch for provision and alignment arriving from directions you did not plan. This is not coincidence. It is correction. Do not rush decisions after the unmasking. There will be a testing season that follows, like thunder after lightning. You may feel the urge to sever everything at once. Wait. Test the soil before you plant again. Quick choices made in anger crumble. Patient decisions covered in prayer endure. Understand where you are in the process. You are moving from revelation into harvest. When harvest comes, it will not be quiet. Whispers will turn into applause. Doors once closed will open without force. Heaven rearranges relationships on purpose. Stay discerning when familiar faces return. Archangel Michael says not to be gullible when smiles reappear. Repentance shows itself through consistent fruit, not rehearsed apologies. Ask for time. Real change matures slowly. You are allowed to observe without committing. Protect your peace with practical wisdom. Create a simple record of dates, messages, and conversations. Keep it secure. These records are shields, not weapons. Do not wave them early. Hold them until God directs otherwise. Walk with balanced guidance. God says He will work through systems of justice and through the gentle path of reconciliation. Seek counsel that is legally sound and spiritually grounded. Two anchors stabilize you when waves rise. Anchor your identity now, because it will be tested. You are not defined by what happened to you. You are defined by who God says you are: beloved, chosen, prepared. Let that truth be louder than accusation. Wear it like armor. Pray simply when exposure unfolds. Say, Lord, let your light make this right. Pray it often. Prayer is not noise, it is alignment. Your prayers are active, shaping outcomes you cannot yet see. Know what heaven is reclaiming. Archangel Michael says the enemy planned to use betrayal to shrink you, but God will fill that same space with glory. This is reclamation, not revenge. Glory replaces grief when God moves. Expect relational tension and respond wisely. Some friends will step back. Others will step closer. Do not plead for loyalty. Observe who stays without being asked. Quiet loyalty is the strongest kind. Watch for doors reopening once the betrayer is removed. A role, a relationship, a calling you thought was finished will open again. Step through slowly. Thank God as you move. Carry humility with you. Receive this enlargement carefully. God says He will not only restore but enlarge you so greatly that what was lost will seem small in comparison. Enlargement requires obedience, patience, and refinement. Say yes to the process. Learn without self-condemnation. Betrayal may expose blind spots, and that can sting. Use the lesson to grow wiser, not harder. Discernment sharpened now will guard you for years. Guard your voice when truth becomes public. Speak what is necessary and no more. Keep gossip out of your testimony. Let integrity be the headline of your story. Ask for help with your words. Archangel Michael says he will guard your speech and guide your timing. Ask for that guidance. It will come when you need it. Prepare for forgiveness as freedom, not obligation. Forgiveness does not always mean reunion. Often it means release. Free your heart and let God handle what follows. Pay attention to dreams and inner peace. God says He will confirm direction through gentle, repeated impressions. Keep note of them. Heaven repeats truth to anchor it. Expect new guides to appear. Mentors will arrive who look ordinary but carry wisdom you need. Receive them. God sends teachers when transitions deepen. Remain steady, because this chapter is still unfolding. What was hidden is surfacing. What was lost is being restored. Walk forward with patience and discernment. Heaven is not finished, and what comes next will confirm that your unburdening was only the beginning of your rebuilding. Receive them, learn from them, and let them shape the season ahead, because what approaches now is not casual. Beloved child, lean closer, because heaven is not whispering, it is summoning your attention. Archangel Michael stands at the threshold of your spirit with truth sharpened and ready, and God says, Beloved, you must not look away. This is the hour of unveiling. The weight in your chest and the stir in your thoughts are confirmations, not accidents. This word is carved with your name, intended for you and no one else. Understand this clearly, because discernment has already done its work. The betrayal you sensed but could not prove has reached heaven's court. It has been weighed, judged, and addressed in the unseen, and soon it will surface where eyes can see. God says, wait. What unfolds next will surprise you, not because you were wrong, but because you were right sooner than you trusted yourself to believe. Release the doubt that questioned your intuition, because heaven affirms it. What you felt was not fear, it was discernment knocking. Heaven sent confirmation so you would stop second-guessing your own clarity. Betrayal rarely arrives as thunder. It begins as drizzle, small misdirections and half-truths until the storm breaks. That storm is breaking now, and you will not be swept away by it. Know what was happening while you waited, because protection was active. Archangel Michael says he witnessed the poison spoken quietly, the smile worn as disguise, and the moment deception tried to take ground. You were shielded while heaven prepared the unveiling. You were not delayed by schemes, you were preserved through them. Prepare your heart for a truth that may sting, but will not destroy you. The one who betrayed you is closer than you expected. It may be a trusted friend, a confidant, or a relative who wore affection convincingly. God says, I will pull the mask away, gently at first and then unmistakably. When clarity lands, doubt will disappear. Do not confuse exposure with harm, because exposure is healing. Exposure is surgery. It removes infection so life can return to full strength. The questions that kept you awake, the restlessness that followed you, those were symptoms, not your identity. Heaven's work removes the cause, not the worth. Guard your mind immediately after truth surfaces, because confusion will attempt to enter. When revelation comes, resistance may whisper explanations meant to soften reality. Reject them. What God reveals does not need defending. It stands on its own. Watch for the confirmations heaven provides, because they arrive in patterns. You will notice a slip of the tongue from an unexpected source, a repeated name or event that circles back insistently, and a dream or vision that carries the same message more than once. These are not coincidences. They are heaven's fingerprints. Reframe the closed doors of your past, because they were acts of mercy. God says, I closed doors to protect you. Those barriers kept deception from traveling with you. When doors open again, they will open wider, brighter, and safer. Delay was never punishment, it was protection. Allow yourself to grieve honestly, because love given was real. The ache you feel when truth appears is not weakness, it is evidence that your heart loved fully. Betrayal stains the betrayer, not the giver of love. Archangel Michael says he will steady you when emotion rises and strength feels thin. Test words by lives, not by volume. When explanations come, some will sound sincere while hiding fear of consequence. Repentance proves itself through consistent action over time. Forgiveness frees your soul, reconciliation requires proof. God says you are not meant to carry deception repeatedly. Secure your life with wisdom, because boundaries are holy. Change what grants access. Adjust patterns that left doors open. This is not fear, it is alignment. Heaven works through wisdom as faithfully as through miracles. Remain composed after exposure, because silence will defend you. Speak less than you want to. Let integrity answer what gossip cannot. God will protect your name more effectively than any argument. Expect swift rearrangement, because heaven reorganizes purposefully. Relationships will shift, alliances will reset, and provision may arrive in unfamiliar ways. Do not cling to what is leaving. God says, I am clearing space for what is coming. Empty hands receive better gifts. Notice the change within you, because it signals healing. The heaviness will lift. The fog will thin. This is not imagination, it is restoration beginning its work. Walk gently with it. Trust the process. Hold this promise without hesitation, because it anchors the next chapter. God says He will prepare a table where you were underestimated, not to shame others but to establish truth. Archangel Michael says every chain formed against you will be cut, and you will not carry shadows into your next season. Prepare for testimony that inspires rather than explains. People will ask how you endured. Your answer will be simple and steady: you were held. Heaven carried what you could not. Stay attentive now, because final adjustments are underway. Exposure marks the midpoint, not the conclusion. Building follows tearing. Sunrise follows storm. God says what was attempted against you will be multiplied into good before your eyes. Walk forward deliberately, because the blessing ahead is substantial. Delay invites confusion, but obedience invites momentum. Archangel Michael says he will march before you, clearing what remains unseen. Keep faith. Keep discernment. Keep your heart guarded and your hands open. Heaven is not finished, and what comes next will confirm that freedom has already begun.